Hi, everyone. I'm Christy Amendola, and I am Vice President for Member Experience at M2N. And today, celebrating Martin Luther King Day, I am with our CEO, Eric Stanley. And we want to talk a little bit about the holiday and how it makes us feel, some of our impressions, and some of our experiences being in the workplace on MLK Day and how that made us feel. So, Eric, let's just start with, what does this day mean to you? How do you feel when we come upon this day each year? What feelings does it bring up for you?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Martin Luther King was definitely somebody that I looked up to, who was a pioneer in the space and part of the reason why we are in the space that we're in. But his birthday is sort of bittersweet. On one hand, I look at, all of the relationships I've been able to forge. Had he not did what he did through his life, I wouldn't be in the position that we're in, which is, I'm eternally grateful, and it's a day that is of utmost importance. But then I also look on the other side of how much work we really need to do. And I know that when we think about the work that we're doing, we are trying to be representative of everyone because we all live here. So that at a high level is kind of what I think about when we celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah. So as an organization, we take Martin Luther King Day off and celebrate it to be with our family, do things that are rejuvenating and restful for us. But we've both been in environments in the past in which we did not have that day off. And I know for you particularly, there was one Martin Luther King Day that is kind of a poignant memory for you. So share with our members about what happened and how that made you feel and how you reflect on that now.
Yeah, so some time ago, I was part of an organization that did not give us the holiday off, which is the first thing. And the second thing is we were having a morning call with the team. And when I got online, one of the first things I did was wish everybody a happy Martin Luther King Day. And when I did that, I was met with silence. And it was a very eerie moment because you would just think that somebody would say, whatever the day is, happy day back to you. And it was just silent. And, it was sad. It was it made me feel sad. It made me feel concerned. It made me feel a lot of different emotions. But then what I felt was even more interesting was people were reaching out to me after the call and congratulating me or at least acknowledging the day. And, I really didn't know how to react to that as well, because why did they feel compelled to do that offline versus doing it, as a team? So it's an interesting moment that I have. Different corporations celebrate it, acknowledge it. So I just think that it goes towards the work we still have yet to do in terms of people feeling comfortable and being authentic with how they feel around certain holidays in organizations. And then, where an organization is in their journey and celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Right.
His birthday.
Right. I mean, that's part of building an inclusive and diverse workplace, is acknowledging the holidays that may be more or less significant to everyone in the workforce. And that's okay, right? It doesn't have to be the most meaningful day for everyone, but feeling safe and seen and having that reciprocated back in a public way, I think is really validating. And when you don't get that publicly, it does bring some shame or just at least uncomfortableness. It certainly doesn't feel like a safe space when you can't have that reciprocation on a holiday that's important and significant to you.
Absolutely. And I think, as it pertains to what we are trying to do and build very diverse teams, if people can't bring their authentic selves to work and they don't feel seen or they don't feel heard, there's going to be a people tax somewhere along in that business. And it's unfortunate. So I think it needs to be more conversations around different topics, and that's where it starts. It starts having conversations.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that it's time for us to take the rest of the day off and celebrate the holiday in the ways that are meaningful to us. And we thank our viewers for supporting us and watching us, and hope that you all find a way to acknowledge the holiday today in some way that is gratifying to you. And we'll see you next time.
Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Happy Martin Luther King Day. Bye.